So you've tried business, it hasn't gone well. You've tried arts, entertainment, it hasn't gone well. You've tried academics, so it has not worked again. Ha! You've tried maybe even going to the pulpit, you've gone to extremes, even without a calling, it hasn't worked out. What could be the reason? Do you know your mountain of influence? That's a question. So if you don't, let's get into the video. Just watch this video and you definitely gain clarity as to why certain things haven't gone the way you want them to go, because probably that's not your mountain of influence. So there are seven this is weird. Okay, there's seven mountains of influence. So you would definitely find one, two, or three that actually resonate with you. Hi guys, how you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing good. Welcome to my channel, you guys, and thank you so much for your support, you guys. Like the likes, the comments, the subs, the views, I genuinely appreciate it, you guys. You've got no idea. I mean, thank you guys, that's all I can say. And please do share, subscribe, comment. I mean, let's talk. I want this to be as interactive as possible. So today's message, I'm going to be sharing something spiritual, and it's on the 7 mountains of influence. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so 7 mountains of influence. Okay, so these are the molders, I would say, like the shapers of society. These are the things that influence us to think in a certain way, act in a certain way, and all that. So the whole point of these mountains of influence is every single person has their mountain of influence. Some have 2, some have 3, some have 4, sorry, and then some probably have all 7. I mean, some people are blessed like that. Okay, so the whole point is you should know your mountain of influence, and you would definitely excel in that, because it is your mountain of influence. Like, it is God's vision for your life. Yeah, so let's get into it. Right, so the 7 mountains of influence, the first one that I'm going to look at is the religion. This is your spiritual. Okay, so your religion, this comprises of the fivefold ministry. These are your pastors, your prophets, your evangelists, your apostles, your teachers. Okay, these belong to the fivefold ministry. So you see that it could be 2 different pastors, same message, but the way the message is just relayed, I mean, it sticks. Just like this message of 7 mountains of influence. I think why I've been pushed to share it is I've literally heard this message from 2 different pastors in 2 different countries whatsoever. So I really feel like it's a sign. Because ever since I heard that message, like it did stick with me. And every single time I do talk to someone, I feel the need to speak about it, because I feel like for me, like in my life, it did give me a lot of clarity in terms of where do I want my life to go? Where are my passions? Okay, we'll get into. Let's talk about the 7 mountains first. Okay, so I was talking about the first one, which is the spiritual. This is the religion. Okay, the fivefold ministry. And under the spiritual as well, we do have people who are nurturers, like people who like to help the less privileged, help the poor. You're into charity. Like, that's, you feel so happy about it. You feel so good. That's also a mountain of influence, which is under the spiritual. Okay, and then the second one that we're going to look at is business. This one. This one is tricky, because unfortunately, all of us think business is our mountain of influence. I mean, I see at times these days, everyone is trying to sell something, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, really. But I think at some point, we really have to be honest with each other that not everyone is gifted to be in business. It's okay to be a career woman, a career guy. It's fine, guys. It's okay. Because how many times have you heard of people who've tried 10 business ventures, invested everything, they bought books on business, they did everything they could, but still those businesses failed dismally. Okay, so business, there are some people that it's so easy for them. I mean, they just get into it easily. The next thing, they got an idea today, they try to execute it in a month, they already have sales, and like, okay, you've got questions like, what happened? But yeah, mountain of influence, okay. And then the third one that I'll look at is arts and entertainment. So these are our influencers, social media. I mean, everything these days is social media. I mean, I'm on social media right now. So these are things that also influence how we're going to think, because the whole point of these mountains of influence are they're the shapers and molders of society. They influence how we think, how we act, and yeah. Mountains of influence, okay. So that's the third one, the arts and entertainment. That's where our celebrities are. That's where like there's fashion as well. Fashion can be very influential. I mean, dress how you want, all that. Like, it's even looking at trends. I mean, just the other day, so my husband was laughing at me. These baggy jeans, like, they're back now. Remember, guys, these things were there how many years ago, and then now they're back. So at first I was like, I couldn't understand them until I bought them and I wore them. I'm like, okay, this I love this. So I think those are, because you see, it's literally social media that influenced me. Like, you know what, I need those jeans. So yes, that's another mountain of influence. And then the fourth one is government and politics, okay. Some people are just naturally gifted. It just happens that they can talk to people, they can easily just climb up the government and politics ladder. It's that simple for them, okay? And the fifth one, I think I'm going to refer to my diary, guys. Okay, the fifth one is family. So with family, these are the people, I'm sure in your family, you can identify there's always this one person who brings the family together. So family is also society, because these are the people that, you know, they just try to bring people together. If there's a problem there, they want to go and fix it. Like, they're just a lover of people and they just want to make things happen. You know, they just try their best to always bring people together, make things happen. I'm sure every family has that person. And the sixth one is media. So media, these are our newspapers and yeah, mostly news. I mean, if the weather focus tells you like tomorrow is going to be cold, the next thing you're influenced, like, okay, tomorrow I do have to carry a jacket to work. Influence, okay. And then the last one is going to be academics. So these are our lecturers, the people who issue out, like scientists, when they issue out like their researches and stuff like that. We are influenced somehow, especially now. If you look at food, you're told no, gluten-free food is healthier, and like we are influenced, and somehow we're just trying to keep up with the trend. Like, what are people eating? What's healthy? Should I stop on eating fries? Like, you know, mountains of influence. So guys, the whole point of these mountains of influence, okay, I'll just go through them again. So it's religion, that is your spiritual, and then it's business. And then the third one is your arts and entertainment. And we'll look into next the media, and then we'll look into we'll look into family, we'll look into academic, and we'll look into government and politics, right? 7. So the whole point of these mountains of influence is, let's look at business. I mean, imagine the influence you'd have if we would just have in business. I mean, the church at some point, so now I'm taking it all in from a church perspective spiritually. Imagine we in a church and there's a business person. I mean, they've got resources, because at the end of the day, the church needs resources. I mean, just as the Bible says, let my word shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which it is set out to accomplish. So all of us do have a mandate to take the word out there, but this just doesn't happen. There are certain resources that need to be put in the church. So imagine in your church there's a business person. How easy would it be if this person was spiritual, and it's very easy for them to just inject money in there? And that's business, you see. So the influence comes from, it's very easy for a business person to be able to influence people to come to church, because already they can just put in their resources, right? And even fashion. I mean, I'm so happy these days. You see these brands like luxury. There's this luxury brand that I saw. They do t-shirts and then they do luxury handbags. Written Christ, this, God, Jesus. They're so pretty, and I'm thinking this could really influence. Like, it's really the small things that could just push someone like, oh, this arts and entertainment, guys. Okay, we already have like popular pastors and all, but imagine if that one celebrity who's got such a huge following was just to say Jesus is good. Look at the number of people that would be influencers say, you know what, I think I'm gonna follow Jesus, you know. That's where the mountain of influence is also coming from. And also in family, this person is just gifted naturally to bring people together. If this person could just also bring people to God, right? Government and politics. These people make decisions that are supposed to benefit the world and whatnot, not our countries and all that. The laws that are passed, if there was someone who's just spiritual, someone who's godly, who's just there and making all those policies, how many, think about it, like how many policies would be issued that actually favor Christianity? Like all those things, think about them, okay? So these mountains of influence, guys, is just something to open up your mind to say. And how I've been taught that you can actually, how you can identify your mountain of influence is try to write down your passions and try to assess, like, where are they headed to? Like, what thing really takes your, you know, what's that one thing that makes you think, this? I mean, for me, it's definitely, I don't have resources yet, but mine is definitely spiritual in terms of helping the less privileged. And that's something that I'm very passionate about. It's something that just makes me so happy. Even when I do something very small, it makes me really happy. So I believe that it's somewhere there. And then business, I'm trying, but you know, like I mentioned with business, we all think it's our mountain of influence. So yeah, guys, it would be great if you identified your mountain of influence. That's something that you would definitely excel in, because it's something that God has called you into to do. So yeah, that's just about my message today, guys. I mean, I love sharing this message. Oh my God, I'm actually so excited right now. I love sharing this message, and I hope you get to identify your mountain of influence. You can talk to me in the comments. What do you think your mountain of influence is, and how else have you identified it? With me, I think it's looking at my passions, the things that give me that satisfaction, that make me just think, you know what, if I could do this every single day of my life, I would be so happy. Then I'm like, this is the mountain of influence. So thank you guys for watching. I'll definitely see you in the next video, and please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Keep safe. All right, bye.